Okay, so we're live. National Nationalist says, been a while, hope to make it for the live. And Sam says, glad to see you again. Okay, cool, thanks. All right, let's see if this works now. Hello, Jack. Can you hear me now? We're live. National Nationalist says, been a while, hope to make it for the live. And Sam says, glad to see you again. Okay, cool, thanks. All right, let's see if this works now. Okay, well, we might have a couple of technical problems. One of the guys can't seem to hear us. We can hear and see him, but, well, what can we say? He might just die real early in this one. That's what happens. A player turns up late and, you know, his character just happens to become gay when he eventually comes in. That's the sort of thing that, that's why. Okay, can you hear me now, Caleb? Hello? We can hear you, but okay, we can hear and see you, but it seems like you can't hear us for some reason. I don't know why. I think maybe your headphones are not charged or your Bluetooth is not working or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, a couple of little generic house rules. So you've all got your character in front of you, and you've all got, like, I'm guessing, 2 6-sided dice, right, for the task resolution rolls and stuff like that. Okay. It's oh, I did forget one thing. Excuse me a second while I just need to open a document. Hold on, where I've got the table that I need. Okay. Well, apart from that one guy who can't apparently hear us, everything seems to actually be in order. But that's also why I try to, like, have people come on a little bit early so that we can resolve this stuff, hopefully before we start. All right, anyway, so you've hopefully all read the intro, which is at the blog. The link for it is in the documentation at the bottom of this video. You should be able to just go to the blog, gfilotto.com, and it should be the one that's on there. Okay, so let's just get back to the main screen. All right, I don't know, he can't seem to. I'm just sending him a message. All right, well, whether he can play or not. So you're basically all about ready to set off when this this guy on horseback comes along from the lookout point saying the bridge is out. You know, it's quite a big canyon there, so you can't message but not on the link. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's try him once more. Any better? No.
It's the same thing over and over.
Ah, okay. We can hear you, but okay, I might have to. I think there's a technical problem with him, so that's that. Okay, and just as you're ready to set off, this guy comes in and says that the bridge is out, so you have to. Somebody mentions this trail of frozen tears, and there's this ex-scout guy that says he's done it before, although nobody else is like, well, who is this guy? Nobody really knows him. Did he really take that trail? Sort of, it's a bit of an ordinary kind of pissed off guy generally, so you don't know if to trust him or not, but you don't really have many options. And this John guy is like delirious, he's like, he's like in a fever or something. Doesn't have a scratch on him, but he just looked like in a bad way. And, the story of the rabid bear that like broke into their house, just also something's a bit off there, because some rabid bear that breaks into their house, kills some creature, and then there's no evidence of any of this left anywhere. So you're all sort of wondering, what is really sort of going on. That's the generic feeling you have. But the wife has paid you guys half of the money up front. You're pretty decent sort of people, except this Jack guy. Yeah. Which, I'm gonna have to like. So he's got a red beard, scraggly, sort of new in town. He's like taking like odd jobs, so he's kind of an unknown quantity. But he's got a shotgun, and he's like, yeah, I'll ride in the back with him and look after him, sort of thing. So I'm guessing you basically set off, and it's sort of about lunchtime. You just grab the quick bite and you set off. And the beginning of the trail is pretty decent. Nothing really going on. It just gets into the foothills of these mountains. But there's about 200 miles, which you reckon, if you really keep it going at a good pace and nothing happens in between, if the path is passable, you reckon you might be able to make it in like maybe 2 days, so you'll have to spend like one night and maybe another night, but because this is already sort of halfway through the first night. It's pretty uneventful. I'm going to ask you, like, generally speaking, the Irish guy's in the back of the carriage, which is a covered carriage with this John guy sort of strapped into a bed, and it's got blankets to keep him sort of comfortable and stuff, because it's going to get cold up there. And you've all got, decent clothing and stuff for the trip, and you've got food and all that at the back of the carriage. The scout guy's sort of up front, since he's supposed to be finding the path, and also, you're kind of keeping an eye on him because he's at the front. So James is riding the carriage, and Leroy is like just riding shotgun. So I just want to know if Leroy's got a gun out. Have you got your rifle on your lap type of thing, or are you just chilling? Like, I just want to get an idea of how you guys are going about this.
Yeah, I figure I have the rifle on my lap.
All right. So you basically carry on till it's starting to get a little bit dark and cold. You're now, approaching, and you went at a pretty good clip because the path is pretty clear up to here. So you probably done like, I don't know, maybe 40, let's say, what is that, 50? Yeah, you've done about 50, 60 miles, you reckon, and you're just at the bottom of the mountains. You could carry on going for a little bit because it's not dark yet, but it will get dark in a couple of hours. You've stocked up on a little bit of wood as well to make a fire and stuff, so you don't have to stop to pick up firewood and that. You could carry on for quite a while. So what do you decide to do?
Might be a good idea to go into the mountains a little bit to have some cover for setting up camp.
Okay, so you all generally agree that just carry on, do as much road as you can, right?
Yeah. Let the horse, and hopefully the horses will recover enough overnight for the next day.
Yeah, the horses are not, you're going at a good pace, but you're not like running them ragged or anything, so it's fine. Okay, so you get into the, already quite a few people watching. That's interesting. So you get into the mountains and you carry on, and it's getting chillier, but it's sort of summer. There are snow on the top of the peaks, but they're quite high up and quite a bit away from you at the moment. And it's now almost like sundown, and this John guy seems to just be getting worse. Like the Irish man at the back, Jack, is sort of like, hey, this guy's like starting to like go delirious, and he's having a little bit of a fit. I'm having to calm him down. I'm giving him water and stuff, but it's not getting better. And the the road is sort of like bumpy and stuff, so you have him sort of gently strapped in, but he's thinking, I don't know, this guy might be having some kind of epileptic fit or something. Maybe I should like tighten the restraints a little bit. What do you think? So you're all nodding. Okay, so you're strapping him down.
I'm just wondering, full moon.
It is a full moon. Okay, interesting. And it's just about to rise. And it is at this point that, since one of you brought it up, this John guy just starts to like morph. He starts to change into like something else. And he is strapped in, but there are only like 2 leather straps. So the Irish dude is like, something's going on here. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He grabs his shotgun and like basically backs away, like bumps into you 2 guys, like as he's trying to like, you've stopped the cart by now. He's trying to like squeeze his way out of the back of the carriage onto the front of it where you are. What do you guys do? Meanwhile, the scout up front has just stopped and he's like turned on his horse to look like what the hell's going on behind him.
Yell to the scout up front to get back here.
Okay, so he's now kneeling, like, so you've got this bench type seat at the front. So you're off to one side, you're off to the other side, and he's like kneeling, pointing the shotgun at this like morphing like thing. Which, let's see what happens. Oh, you reckon the straps are like starting to strain and shit? As this thing is changing, like it's getting the wolf mouth and everything. It's becoming quite disgusting. There's like blood splatter. It's just like, what the fuck? Are you going crazy? Is this really happening? So, okay, let's. What's your highest skill? It's like a +2, I think, on both of you, right? All right, just roll 1 dice and tell me what you get.
I got a 4.
Okay.
I got a 2.
2. Okay. So you got a 4. All right. So you both like. Oh, let me see what he gets. Yep. You're all like not panicking. You all manage to like keep your shit together, but you reckon this thing is gonna break free of these bonds in about a couple of minutes. So it's still being held for a while. What are you thinking of doing? By the way, that ex-scout guy is like, what's going on there? He's like, starts to get off the horse sort of thing.
Okay, well, I turn around and take a shot at center mass with the Winchester.
Okay, well, it's point blank, so and he's tied down, so you basically can't miss. So you just like, boom, shoot this thing, and it's just like, it just carries on like nothing happened. Like the scout's like, what the fuck? What did you do? He's like, runs up and he like looks inside and he goes, Wendigo.
Yeah, is the scout going to join the fire? I guess I'm shooting off at this point.
Okay, so you also shoot. What do you shoot with?
With the 6 gun.
Okay, where do you shoot?
I have both. I think I would go for center mass also. It's the biggest.
Okay, you shoot it, you hit it, and it just like, it just seems to get more pissed off. The scout's like, rope! Get some rope!
Okay. Shit. Get some rope.
Okay, you do have rope in there, so basically the scout. Sorry? Yeah, it's basically fully morphed into like a humanoid looking wolf thing with like claws and shit, and he's like trying to scratch and like. So
And is it still slightly strapped down, or?
Yeah, it is. It's still the 2 straps are holding so far. This deck scout runs back to his horse and comes back with a little sort of a lasso type rope in the meantime. Like what you guys been doing?
Okay, well, grab the rope and I try to tie him down on one
Okay.
side.
The Irish dude goes, fuck this, or rather, fuck this, and puts both barrels right up to the thing's brain and pulls both triggers. And essentially sprays the back of the wagon with like brain matter and stuff. And it looks like it just like sort of goes still. While this happens, the scout goes, tie it up, ties one of the thing's claws with the lasso thing and quickly like starts to knot up the other claw on it and then passes it under the little what do you call it, little bedding sort of, it's on a, well, what do you call those things, like a little military bed, you know, those, and that's sort of in the back of the, and so he starts to like pass this rope around it. You guys helping him? What are you doing?
Yeah,
By the way,
I'm helping him definitely.
all right, as this is happening, you notice that the head of this thing starts to like grow back just as it, you know, it's been popped, but he's just like his mouth is like reforming and shit.
Okay, well, if James is helping him tied down, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to go for the throat with my knife.
Okay. The thing is, jaw is not finished yet, but it's like it's trying to like bite your hand, doesn't manage to do it. You're like stabbing
Okay.
it in the throat. Okay, it's just like fighting on the mouth still growing back and everything. The Irish dude is just like reloading his gun.
Gotta stay alive until morning.
Yeah. Okay, the ex-scout guy's basically finished his rope and he's tied this thing, body and arms, sort of down to the bed. But this thing's back claws are like, you know, kind of dog shaped, so they're not like easy to, he's just like still like kicking with it and stuff. And they've got like large claws on it. And his head is still like free and it's almost come back all the way. The Irish dude's like, need more rope. Loads up the shotgun again, puts the barrel to its head, BAM! Pulls both triggers again, and it's now made a mess of the bed underneath. It's just like shot all the way through the wagon. Just made a hole about this size in the thing's head, through the bed, and through the bottom of the wagon. You can actually see the floor underneath. And he like starts to reload. The scout guy like goes, "Have you got more rope?" You do. There is some rope in the thing. So what do you decide to do?
Tied down with the other rope.
Okay, so you're gonna tie all the legs of it up, and
Yep.
anything to do with the face? Are you gonna try and tie up its muzzle as it's growing back, sort of thing? Make a couple of little lassos so you can hold its mouth shut.
Around its head. Yeah, we can do that around the head.
Okay, so
Why-
you
why
basically,
not?
you know, it's got a muzzle like a dog, so you can basically tie it up, kind of like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So okay, you do that, and the Irish guy goes like, "Fuck this! I don't want to see this fucking thing." And he takes one of the blankets, puts it over its head, and then uses up a bit more of the rope, so it's like, you know, covers its head as well, and it's all tied up, so it can't really do very much. So you've kind of resolved the situation for the moment. The scouts goes like, well, guess we're all gonna sleep well tonight, huh?
If he gives me some tequila, sure.
Because I don't think any of us are gonna sleep. We might as well just try and carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, no point in stopping at this point.
Okay, so how do you decide to go about? It's now nighttime, and you know you're sort of in the mountains or the beginning of the mountains. So how do you go?
Actually, Leroy, what do you think? I mean, we're pretty beat up, but I mean, stay in the same place, monitor.
Well, I mean, it's still early evening, right? So
Yeah.
we got the thing tied up and back. If it's safe enough, we should probably keep going to make as much way as we can. Um, we're not going to kill it for sure, so or at least for now.
Well, you might need a bit of light. The ex-scout guy goes, I don't have a lantern. Do one of you guys have a lantern in the back of the thing? None of us has said it, but I said you've got basic equipment, so just each one of you, I'll roll for Jack O'Trady, the Irishman. If you roll a 9 or more, then you have a lantern. He rolled a 3, so he doesn't have one. And the scout
2d6.
doesn't. Yeah, 2d6.
I got a 9.
Perfect. Okay, so you thought about bringing a lantern for the camping. So the ex-scout guy goes, well, if we get a stick and I can just sort of hold it on my saddle, I can go ahead with the lantern, so you've got a bit of light shining, that you can see where, if I can see if there's any bad terrain, and you guys can see a little bit as well, as long as you stay pretty close. So do you decide to do that?
Yes.
I think we move on, yeah.
All right. Well, it's an uneventful, if tiring, night, and you get to the morning, tired, sort of, and the Irish dude refused to sit at the back with the fucking werewolf, so he's kind of squeezed in between the two of you, and he just keeps an eye on it. He's kind of like sitting, the other way around, sort of with his legs inside the carriage. He put like some blankets under his butt because there's the backboard, and he's kind of like uncomfortable on it, so he's getting like dead legs from sitting on there, complaining about it the whole way like an Irishman would. Fucking thing, why the fuck did we take this fucking job? It's going on basically the whole night, and occasionally taking a swig from his little whiskey pocket thing, which he doesn't share. It's in the morning, goes, this fucking thing's changing again, and you see that it just like shrinks down again, leaves off little bits of fur and stuff, and it's like, oh, what's happened? You can hear, oh, where am I? Now, all the ropes and stuff that were tied around this thing are kind of slack now, because he's just like back down to human size, and when he's a werewolf, he's like almost double the size, sort of thing. But he can't see anything because he's got his blanket over his head.
All right. I mean, feels like we should tighten him up first, take the blanket off. My only worry is, come night again, he'll strain through the ropes and break them.
All right, so you decide to sort of leave him a little bit. He's strapped down still with the strap, but you take the blanket off him, and he's like, what's happening? What is wrong with? Why am I tied here? Where's my wife? Where's Mary? She's like kind of a little bit delirious, sweaty as shit.
Oh.
Well,
Irishman
Water.
just...
We
What's
should
that?
give him some water and move on.
Okay, so you give him some water. He's like, where am I? What's going on? Okay, you guys sort of like wondering how to go about doing this. That the Irishman goes, you're a fucking werewolf. That's what's going on. Like, what? Who the fuck are you people? Where's my wife? What am I doing here?
oh, well, we tell him how we left with him because he was sick, and that now that we've seen him become a werewolf, it explains the butchery that was in his house the night before, and that he's going to be kept restrained because of it.
What? What the hell are you talking about? Where's my wife? What? How is she? Is she okay? She was, she looked fine.
She looked fine. She paid us to take you to the doctor and the city.
Wait, which doctor? Why am I not in Silverhole? Where are we going?
What,
Going
Snowdrift
to
Falls?
Snowdrift, yeah.
Snowdrift. What? That's days away. I mean, why? I don't understand. You just gotta let me lose. Let me just eat some food at least.
I think we can give him a little food.
Scott is just looking
Yeah.
at, he's come off his horse, looking at the back thing, goes like, yeah, I give him some food, but I'm not letting him out of those ropes. No fucking way I'm letting him out of those ropes, says the Irishman.
Yeah. No, yeah, no way. No way. Wait, food and water, not out of the ropes.
All
Yeah,
right.
Maybe
I'll volunteer to go and feed him while he's tied up.
Okay, so you feed him basically. It's no problem. He's sort of compass mentis, and as the day sort of like, as the morning goes up, you guys sort of settle down a bit, like make a coffee or whatever to sort of eat a bit. Do you decide to take a couple of hours sleep now that he's like human again, or?
Yeah, I think it's probably better to be sleeping during the day. Yeah, if he's going to become a werewolf again, presumably tonight.
Yeah, all right. So you sleep again, 4 or 5 hours, and then you basically set off again. And you're now well into the mountains when oh, sorry, I just have to check something. Okay, when you hear a shot ring out, and the scout up front just like his hat like gets like tagged by a bullet that whizzes past and like falls off his head. So okay, so all of you like roll 1 dice, please, and tell me what you get.
I got a 4.
4.
Okay, so all right, all 3 of you, so you two and the scout, but not the Irishman because he was kind of like looking at the dude. You all instantly, if you want, can reply. Like the scout like throws both his handguns and just shoots them. Like you don't even know if he's seen what he's shooting them at, but he actually like at a speed you haven't seen before, just like shoots like twice with each gun. So there's 4 bullets heading at whatever shot at him. I'm just gonna do the rolls for him. Oh. Oh yes, so that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, of the 4 shots. Okay, let me just tell you what he does, because he rolled a 6, so his initiative is higher than you guys by a couple of points, so you can see what he does first, and then you'll get your reactions. I made one little screw up in that I didn't print out the weapon tables and that, so I'm just having to scroll between the 2 things. Forgive me for that. It's my little screw up there. But let's just see.
Well, I screwed up 2, 4, and forgot to add the die modifier of 1.
Yeah, no, I know that. I asked you for your role. I've got your character sheets in front of me, so I know what's going on with that. That's not a problem. Okay, so fucking hell. So okay, so this is what happens. You saw like after the shot, there's some guy with a Winchester like hiding behind a rock, a little bit higher than you guys. He fired a shot, and then just by looking at where the scout guy shoots with the speed that he did. So, let me just see I'm actually going to use the hit location chart so that you have a little bit more of an interesting Where is that? What page is it on? I forget. Ah, there we go. Okay. So the first two shots, like this guy was just leaning out with his rifle, and he like gets hit like in the arm, drops the rifle, and the next one whacks him in the chest. So he's down, out. And you can see there's another two guys sort of like high, you know, they're also standing up. One guy's got a shotgun. He catches one in the chest and he's down and out, dead. And sorry, and the last one. Oh, and there's a third guy who just like catches one. He also seems to catch one. He's like, ah, but he's still up. It's now your turn to fire, if you want.
Okay, yeah. I'll
So
shoot at one of them. With
So
the
there's
Winchester.
basically, yeah, okay. So there's basically the guy who's taken one in the gut, still sort of standing. So you can shoot at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. With the Winchester at this distance, it's a difficult shot. So you're gonna need a. Oh, sorry. Where is it?
So 2 die, right? And
Yeah.
I got a 7.
Okay, 7 plus your modifiers, which are, where are you? Okay, you don't have any modifiers, so you just miss. It just like twings off the rock. Okay, and James fires with his 6-gun, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, but by the way, what is it, Leroy? I'm just going to remind you this one time because it's the first time you're playing. But remember that when you've got that fast reflexes thing, you can fire 2 shots in the first round of any combat. So you can get another go if you want.
Oh. Well, okay, another go then.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 3, so that's a.
Okay, that's 2
bad
shots,
miss.
like done quickly, but giving covering fire, basically. Okay.
Yeah.
James, your thing is going to be very difficult because it's a handgun.
Yeah, it's a handgun, and I rolled a 2. So that's
Oh.
screwed.
Oh. That's that's not good.
Oh.
Your handgun is oh, I'm just gonna have to make something up here, which is like it gets a chain fire. You know, it was obviously maybe a black powder one or something. Just basically the whole fucking thing blows up in your hand. and does.
All right. So, oh, man. So
well,
I might have the count. How many HP?
Well, it basically like injures your hand, like that. You know, it's not torn off any fingers or anything, but it's like broken, you reckon, and it's like fucked. So you can't fire with that arm anymore. You can't use a handgun with that arm. And anyway, your handgun is like a piece of broken metal right now. Let me just see. Okay, the flying bits of metal don't hit any of your guys sitting next to you, sort of thing. But okay, beep, round 2. Now let's just see. All right, this Desperado guy and another one pops out from the side, but with so that the one guy that got hit in the gut and this other guy, they've only got like handguns, so they also need a very difficult. And they're shooting for. Oh wait, I didn't make Jack shoot. He's got the shotgun. It's quite difficult. That, yeah, it's kind of a. Well, let's see what he gets. Oh no! With his shotgun, he's quite deadly. This little dude. So you're just like whoa. But the distance means that his buckshot is, you know, spread out. So the damage that he does is not as great as it usually would be. We have to go to the weapon table for that to just see what it is. and also see where he hits the guy. Right. One, okay. 6. He hits the guy in the. Oh, just one of the buck shots goes like thunk. He's already been shot in the gut before, like just slumps. So that was round 1. 3 of the guys are down, and it's now round 2. Please roll initiatives. Okay. The scout.
That's 1D, right?
Yeah, it's just 1 dice plus 1
Yep.
for you guys.
Yeah, I got 4 plus 1.
Okay. The scout got a 6. James?
3 plus 1.
Okay, so you got a 4. Okay, so you all go before the last bandit. The scout shoots at him. Whoa. The scout shoots at him, hits him with one of the handguns. Hits him in the torso for 2 points. So he's like, bang, another gut shot. I think you go next, Leroy.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna take a shot with the Winchester.
Yeah. It's just a difficult, so not a very difficult for you.
Yep. And I got a 3.
You got a 3, so you missed. Jack goes at the same time as the bandit and shoots with his shotgun, and yep, hits again, I think. Just double check. Yep, hits again. Hits him. One buckshot hits him in the leg. Wounds him a bit more. And right, so James, what do you do? Because your handgun's done.
Can I still use the rifle, or do I need to?
You can, but it'll take you this round to just sort of, mind you go fast reflexes. Yeah, you just like pull it out. You can shoot, but you're at -3. And you have to do a difficult shot. So you basically need difficult at -3. You basically need an 11 or more.
Oh, I don't have a choice.
Nope.
I got an 8, 7.
Okay, it just zips past. Now let's see which of you guys he's shooting at. He's shooting at one of you 3. He's shooting at Leroy. Probably because he's got the rifle, most threatening one. But he misses. Beep, new round. This guy's like, fuck this. He like starts to duck and run off. The scout guy puts away his 6 guns and pulls out his Winchester from the saddle and starts to take aim, but he doesn't shoot this round. You're now sort of settled, so you're at -2, but you kind of resting because you're shooting with the wrong hand. But you can use your fucked up arm to like rest on it, so it's just -2 now, not -3. So you need, yeah, you still need. What did I say you needed before? An 11, right?
11.
Oh, I was actually wrong. You needed a 12. You need an 11 now. Sorry, not that it matters.
Not that it matters.
Yeah. And the Irish dude is reloading his shotgun, so this round he's can't do much.
All right. So do I get to fire or?
Yeah, you can fire if you want. You need an 11 to hit though.
5.
Okay. The bandit dude is just zigging and zagging. The scout takes his shot and misses.
I'm gonna take a shot as well,
Okay, go for it.
and I got an 11.
Oh, you whacked him. Now roll 2 dice to see where you hit him.
7.
Okay, so you hit him in the torso. It's not looking good. And then roll 1 dice to see the damage that you did with your Winchester rifle.
I got a 2.
All right. Bang! Square in the back. Goes down. Dead as a donkey. And the scout's like, oh, let's go see if they got bounties. So he gets off his horse. He's got his Winchester, and he starts to walk up this little mountains, like carefully, just in case there's any more of these guys hiding. What do you guys do? The Irishman goes, I'm going with him, because some of that bounty's mine. And he's reloaded his shotgun. So the scout goes off to the right, where there was like 3 of the dead guys, and the Irish dude goes to the left, to the guy that he dropped with his shotgun.
Yeah. Let him. My hand is. I'm going to stay back in.
Okay, so you're basically trying to take care of your hand. Leroy, what do you do? Do you like just stand guard, help the dude with the hand, or go with the other guy?
Yeah, I think I can do a medic attempt on his hand.
Very good. Yep, so roll 2 dice.
Oops, 1 fell. I got a 7.
Okay, but James is also a medic, so he knows what to do. So you can go and roll 2 dice as well.
I got a 5.
So you also got a 7.
Yeah.
All right, you've basically bandaged the hand. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Okay, let's see. Super chat from Cordell says, can't stick around long. God bless, fellas. If you have an open spot next time, I'd be interested in participating. Yes, we will. We're going to see how this goes, and if enough people like it, we'll make it a regular thing, once every couple of weeks, a week, whatever. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for that, Cordell. Wooly's off to work. And National Legend says, you have some werewolves that need getting, Sam. All right. Okay. So you've basically set the bones and you've bandaged it up, but you've splintered it as well. In time you'll do that, and you figure you just have to not use it. So you're thinking you might want Leroy to basically ride the thing, or you can do it with one hand. But if the horses spook for whatever reason, you don't know if you'll be able to hold it that well. Although you're the only one that's got the skill on it, so you reckon now you'll be okay driving. You just won't be able to fire guns or anything much because the one good hand is going to be holding the reins of the horses. After a little while, the Irishman and the ex-scout come back with a gruesome 4 heads. And the Irishman is he's holding his head by the hair. And do you guys say anything about it, or?
Why the fuck did you cut their heads off?
Scout looks at you and goes, I don't know if they're on a bounty. Only way to find out is to bring the face and see if it matches the wanted posters. I don't have the posters with me, so I figure these guys ambushing people up here, probably bandits.
Probably bandits. Probably have enough notoriety to merit some reward.
He empties one of the bags where he had food and stuff, and they just shovel the heads in there and tie it up. Irishman goes, looks at the John dude who's like, what the fuck? What was that? Looks at him and goes, don't you fucking eat my head. It's my fucking head. By the way, in searching the dead bodies, you collect, one of you write this down, please. So you collect a Winchester rifle, and 3 45 Colts, which, James, you can take one to replace your hammer. it's now barely good as a hammer. Oh, another super chat. Thank you, Sam. And some ammo, so you can replenish all your ammo and then some, but not with the not for the shotgun. The Irish dude's only got like 6 rounds left, and he's like, well, I'm gonna save these. No, sorry, he's got 8 rounds left. 2 are in the gun though. And you can see he's very happy with his shotgun. He's done some pretty amazing shots considering the range and everything. He's done well.
He has. When he wants the rifle, he can have it.
Oh yeah, fair enough. So he does take that. So he's now got a Winchester. And the scout. Oh wait, who's? I thought one of you had. The scout goes. There's a trail here where these guys came from. Should we follow it? Go to their hideout? There might be more of them there, or should we just move along?
It's around noon at this point.
Yeah, so it's like probably lunchtime sort of time. You were just about to stop to eat, sort of thing. No, sorry, you guys slept in the morning, so it's afternoon. It's about 4 in the afternoon.
What do you think, Leroy? Keep going.
I'm thinking head up. I'm thinking head up the trail because maybe they have a small cabin or something where we can spend the night. Maybe strap down the werewolf properly.
It's not a bad idea. One Irishman goes, I'm all for getting more fucking heads. So you reckon that you try and follow the trail. Kind of, it's rocky. It's not easy to follow. He's like, okay, both of you like roll 2 sets of roll 2d6 and tell me what you get.
I got 5.
8.
Okay, let me roll for the Irishman. Kind of lose the trail, and you can't figure out where it's gonna go. So you could take a wild guess and sort of go where the natural sort of formation leads into a little valley or into a peak, or get back onto the original trail. What you want to do. Also, you can't go up there with the cart, so you've gone. James has just gone along the original trail parallel, and the other guys have sort of climbed up on the rock. They can't see this trail, so.
Can we see them on the main road?
No, the main sort of trail is just continuing, but you guys have gone off to the side where these guys were to see if you can see any cabins in the distance, but you can't, and the trail is rocky and stuff, so you can't figure out where they actually stepped with much ease. It's quite rough, hard terrain, so there's not a lot of clues. Sam goes, I knew that one day I'd see the last white Leroy. Never thought it would be here. And a Confederate, an ex-Confederate.
I think we run back down to get to the carriage before nightfall.
Okay. The Irishman's like, no! I want to go find some more fucking heads. I need the money. So he says, I'll meet you back in the trail in like a half hour. If I haven't found anything by then, but if you hear a shot, then come help me. It means I found them. And half an hour goes by, no shot. You're just carrying on the trail, and you're like going kind of slow because the Irishman doesn't have a horse, by the way. He's kind of a tramp, really. You're like, well, should we wait for him? We haven't heard any shooting, what the hell's going on, sort of thing. And okay, roll 2 dice.
I got an 8.
Yep.
7.
Okay, Leroy, you notice like, hey, is that some movement up ahead, like, or behind? Because you look behind, you're like, is there some movement up there? Like, you see something that maybe is moving behind you. What do? Do you say anything? Do you?
Well, I say, hey, I see something behind, and I take the Winchester and start aiming that way.
Okay. Okay, James. Do you slow down the thing? Do you speed up? What do you do? And the scout's out in front, so he hasn't heard you guys saying this.
Oh, where's the scout?
Oh, he's just on his horse, but he's leading the way, right?
Well, if I speed up, does it? How does it impact his aim?
Oh, quite a lot.
Right.
But do you say anything like, or do you just?
I think we should challenge. Just say, hey, who is it? But keep at the regular
Okay,
pace.
so the scout like stops, turns around, and goes, "What's going on?"
We yell back. We heard something behind us. You can't see it yet.
Okay, so he goes, looks. So you sort of stand there a little bit. He doesn't see anything. You guys make another roll.
I got a 9.
Okay, perfect. And James? Okay, you see like a kind of a shotgun waving in the distance. You think it's a stick or something.
Okay, I hope that's Jack.
Yeah. Yell out, Jack, is that you?
Okay, so you wait a bit, and eventually he shows up, and he's like running with his scraggly red hair. His hat's like sweaty. Like, I phoned them. I fucking phoned them. There's a cabin down there, but I don't want to go take them on alone, and I didn't want to shoot because there's smoke coming out of a little stack. I think there's a cabin there. We should go get them before it gets dark. And it's now like dusk. It's sort of starting to hit dusk sort of time. You reckon? How far is it? You quickly talk to him, and he says it's about a half hour, like good jogging sort of distance from here. And so it would probably take a half hour to get there, like check the situation out, maybe ambush them or rush them or whatever. Another half hour back, say if it's a half hour to take care of them or whatever. It'll probably be starting to get, starting to be sundown by the time you get back here. And the path that he took there, he reckons there isn't really any way for the carriage to get there from the road he took. But it's possible that there might be an opening to go that way. He sort of gives you a rough indication in a straight line of where it is. So what you guys decide on to do. Jax definitely wants to go and hunt these guys down and collect bounties, which don't even know if there are bounties on them.
I mean, if we do go that way, somebody has to stay at the carriage to tie down the werewolf, if not 2 people.
Right.
I'm thinking it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. The only risk I see is the bandits realize their compadre is dead, and they come hunting. But they may choose the wrong direction, and they.
Okay, Jack goes, but I don't even know if there's anybody in there. There's just a little thin trail of smoke coming up the top, and I didn't see anybody there. And there was 2 horses tied up that I saw. So it might just be empty. Could be a cool place for us to chill out if we find a route to it.
Can
How long?
can the scout get there on horseback?
Yeah, he reckons he can. So he gets Jack on the back of his horse and he goes, okay, I'll go check it out and like come back and see if I can find the route. Okay. Now what do they do when they get there? All right. Well, this is a little side adventure which you guys wouldn't know is happening, but you know, you're now spectators because Jack is hell bent on like getting more bounties, and and the scout's pretty like bloodthirsty himself. So they get there, they check it out. They couldn't find a trail for the carriage, but they reckon, fuck it, let's just see if there's anybody in there, kind of thing. So they sneak up on it, and let's see. As they're sneaking up on it, bam! You guys, but oh, you hear this. So you hear like a shot in the distance. Reckon it's a rifle shot. Ooh. Ooh. Jackie boy. His greed might have got the better of him. Oh, lucky, lucky, lucky. So as they're like running up to the cabin to see if there's anyone in there, from one of the windows, what did I? Jack catches one in the shoulder, like, ah! And whew, 8. And the scout also gets like grazed. They shoot back. Nine. And let's see. Hold on. Oh, where's the? Sorry, I'm just looking for the resolution thing. Okay, he does actually hit, but yeah, he theoretically would hit, but the cabin protects the. They're shooting from behind, like the walls of the cabin, so like the pellets just all hit the cabin. And the scout dude. Ooh. Yeah, the scout dude does hit. Does hit on. Okay. Where does he hit? One of the guy catches a little one in the leg, but not really deadly because some of it gets again stopped by the wall. They quickly dive behind cover. They get shot at again. Very narrowly, both get missed. The Jack dude shoots with his shotgun. And yep, hits. Ooh, it's a nasty roll. Hits the guy in the groin. That's not good. yeah, one of them catches a bullet in his left nut, which is not pleasant. And the scout guy fires. Oh, he gets a special result. Okay, so the scout guy drops one of them. And the other guy surrenders. Like throws the gun and says, "Don't kill me." So they go in, there's only two of them there. And they basically tie him up. And then the scout rides back with the horse, and he says, "Look, the cabin is now empty. We could like chill out there." And on the way back, he found a route that would allow the carriage to carefully get there. So do you go there?
I guess we head up to.
Okay.
Because yeah, we head up there. Yeah.
Okay, you head up to the cabin. The Jack dude has cut off one of the heads and cut off both of the heads. You're like, Scott's like, "What the fuck happened?" We bled out. Bled out. He was wounded. Couldn't take it. Yep, that's what happened. He's got another 2 heads in a bag. Okay. So what do you guys do? I'm guessing you take the werewolf dude out, put him in his little cot, and like tie him up even more securely, I guess. You know, there's food and stuff. You can make proper food here or whatever. So
be keeping whatever extra ropes we have near, not too far from the werewolf.
Okay. Just roll 1 dice, all of you.
3.
3.
All right. So do you all go to sleep, or what do you do after you've eaten?
And sleep.
We're 4. I think maybe 2 people could get shut eye.
Oh, by the way, it's now nighttime, and the werewolf is like definitely like fucking. He seems to have got bigger or stronger. It's like some couple of the ropes pop, but don't quite like break. So you guys all put the blanket over his head again, and tie him all up properly, like tie the snout again. It's like, fuck, you didn't realize how dangerous this fucking thing is, sort of thing. And
I mean,
okay,
so like we could have 2 people awake, 2 people sleeping, but I'm definitely not falling asleep with a werewolf. So
okay, so
I can take watch.
You got to keep a guard there. Okay. All right. So that's basically what you do for now. And let's see, how long have we been going? Oh, we've been going an hour already. Okay. In the middle of the night, as the Billy Joel song goes. Okay. Well, the werewolf starts to like go even more a bit crazy. And you guys roll 1d6, please.
I got 5.
Okay. 1. Okay. You, James, you hear something. There's like people outside, you reckon? You hear like some footsteps outside.
Great. Regarding the werewolf, and we have other people possibly approaching. You know what? Kind of wanted to let the werewolf at those other people, but yeah, for that.
So do you say anything? I mean, like, it's you and Leroy on guard duty.
Yeah, I let him know that I hear something.
Okay, so they're all like, the other 2 guys wake up, take their guns out. The Irish dude's got a shotgun. Like, oh. And you hear like, "Dum dum, Billy, you in there? What do you got, a dog or something?"
Yeah.
The scout just sneaks up to the door and goes, "Irish dude's got his shotgun ready."
Okay, open the door and let it give him metal.
So it opens the door, and there's one guy standing there like, what? What's going on? The Irish dude just blows both barrels. Doesn't find weight or anything. Hits him with both barrels and basically cuts him in half because it's just, yeah, it's fucking, he's just like, sprayed out into the back. 2 rounds of buckshot at basically point blank range, and they hit his chest and tear off one of his arms, sort of thing. There's another guy in the back who just like starts, he's like surprised, so you all get to shoot if you're gonna shoot. Or Scott like looks at the Irish, goes, "What the fuck? What the hell, dude? What do you guys do?"
Shoot at the guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Take 2 shots.
He's sort of a little bit behind cover, so it's a snapshot. It's not, he wasn't directly in front of the door, so it's a little bit harder. It's like you need to roll an 8 or more with modifiers to hit.
Okay.
I think I got a 9.
Okay, you hit. Yeah, you hit him. Wait, have you got? What were you shooting with your 6 gun?
Yeah, 6 gun.
Yeah, okay. Then you hit him just hit him. Okay, roll 1 dice to see the damage.
3.
Okay, so it's 2 points, and roll to see where you hit him. 2 dice.
2 dice. Okay.
Yeah.
3 and 5.
Okay, you hit him in the chest. So he takes a slug in the chest. The Scot dude goes, "Oh well, might as well," and shoots and hits for another 2 points. Oh, in the leg. And with the other gun, shoots and hits for 3 points. Also in the leg, like shoots both his fucking legs out. So this guy like, taking one in the gut. One leg like drops. Both legs like, doom, he falls to the ground. And Leroy, you were shooting as well?
Yeah, finish him off, I guess. 6 gun. And
Okay.
I get 2 shots, right? With fast reflexes.
Yep.
I got 7 on the first one.
Yeah.
And a 5 on the second.
Wait, you've got a yeah. Okay, so you hit him like, bang, you shoot one in the dirt, and the next one you hit him, roll to see where. 2 dice.
4.
Okay. you hit him in the arm. So he's basically like, don't kill me, don't kill me. What you do? The Irish dude is reloading, by the way.
I'm kind of curious who these people are. Can we just ask who he is?
Okay, so do you like tell them, hey, don't kill him, sort of thing, or what? Do you say anything?
Jack, hold off for a minute.
What?
Yeah, we can ask him who he is. Figure it out.
You're just gonna bleed out.
Jack will get another way.
Yeah, James, you've got like your, your Hippocratic oath, being a doctor. Sort of like this doesn't sit very well with you. It's like, no, come on, guys. Like the Scout, like he just reloads his guns, puts them back in his holster, sort of thing.
Yeah. Look, if the guy surrenders.
Yeah, well, his gun's on the floor, his legs are shut to shit, so's both his arms, and he's got a bullet wound like on the side of his belly, sort of thing. Not a fatal one.
I mean,
not fatal.
Keep him alive.
Okay, so you could patch him up. I'm not going to bother rolling because they're not life-threatening injury. Well, the leg looks bad. Yeah, roll for the leg. See if he's going to get gangrene and die, or if you're going to save his ass.
8.
Okay. You do splint his leg up because it's broken. The main bone is broken. You splint it up. You set him up in one of the beds in the cabin, and you basically, make sure he's got food and stuff that he can do. And you basically question them. And yeah, they're a gang of like. This guy is a Red Indian, by the way. The other ones were like, no Mexicans, like random, probably Irish. You can't trust them. And they were called. They're like a minor gang that's sort of hidden out here. That they were wanted in Snowdrift. But this guy swears he doesn't have a bounty, but like some of the other guys do, and he's willing to tell you who has a bounty on his head if you just let him live, and he won't do anything like this again, and just leave me alone in the cabin. I'll get better, and I'll go back to my tribe. I promise. I'll never behave badly again. Just don't kill me.
Yeah,
And what the hell is that Wendigo doing in the fucking cabin?
Yeah.
It's like werewolves still like.
Yeah, at this point, I don't care what happens to the guy. I just go back to watching the werewolf.
Okay. The scout dude goes, yeah, I don't care. Luck of the draw. He survived. I'd say leave him behind. Jack's like, but there's probably a bounty on him. I'd say we take his head as well. It's probably, but I mean, we could just, ride him back to, tie him up next to the werewolf, and he's got a broken leg. Just let it go, Irishman. I'm sure there's a bounty on your head. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Why'd you leave England then? Look, fucking red coats don't count, right? Red cunts. That's what I call them. Not coats, cunts. Fuck them. So Her Majesty's service would probably give us a couple of doubloons for your head, hey? Oh, fuck off. I'm gonna go sleep. He eats and turns in after he finishes what whiskey you reckon he's got left. Alright, the rest of the night passes basically uneventfully. You're sort of more decently rested. The scout is up early and he's got his horse and shit ready. He's ready to roll. He'd helped to put the werewolf guy, John, fed him and whatever. Irishman is grumpy and he still thinks that you should take this guy's head or whole body or whatever, but you basically talk him out of it, and you leave this fucked up Red Indian in his cabin. He's got enough food and water and stuff. He should be able to get around. James, being the doctor, actually whittled in the night and made the guy a crutch so he can sort of get around with his bust leg.
I'm thinking we should ask the Indian guy what he knows about werewolves.
Oh, the Wendigo. Oh, only legends. I didn't think they were real. I didn't know nothing. My grandfather used to speak about the Wendigo. He used to say in the mountains there's some kind of wolves that they will try and kill you, but if you get wounded by them, but you survive, you become like one of them when the moon is full. 1 week a month. They kill anything. They're not human anymore. You can't do nothing for them. You can't kill them. You can only kill them when they're humans, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's kind of pretty much all. Oh, the scout. Let's see if the scout guy. Oh, the scout guy does have some Indian lore. Apparently, he was raised by Indians. He goes, yeah, the Pasha talks about them. They don't call him Wendigo though, but something similar. The stories about these wolves that become men when the moon is full, and only silver can hurt them apparently. But this guy, he's John when he's awake, right, John? I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people. I don't remember anything. I know I've been traveling with you, but what the hell happens in the night? I just pass out or what? Irishman looks at him. No, that's when you become a fucking wolf. What? What are you guys talking about? Yeah, tell us. How do you become a fucking wolf? Huh? Your house dog bit you or something? Well, yeah, there was some animal, yeah, on the farm. You know, we got coyotes. They eat the sheep and stuff. And I heard them one night in the winter. There was a big wolf, and I tried to defend the sheep. And he killed two or three of them, or three of them. Well, I think three. I don't know. One of them was badly wounded. I can't remember. Where's Mary? Is Mary okay? But anyway, it bit me, and then I shot at it. I thought I'd hit it, but got away. I couldn't find it in the morning, and then I started to get sick. I got a bit of a fever that day, but then I was fine. I was fine. That was 2 weeks ago. I was nothing wrong. I mean, look, I still have the little scratch where he bit me on the arm. He's got like a couple of teeth marks on his arm, like healed over. You know, it's already like scar tissue sort of. Oh, well, guess the Wendigo story is real.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if Mary lied to us.
Well, I don't think he was a rabid bear that happened over there. I wonder if we get back to Silverhole. I mean, can a doctor even cure this thing?
I'm thinking not, and I'm thinking silver bullets would be in Silverhole.
That's a good point. You think there's a fucking bounty on the wolf? No! Wait! No bounty! What if we put him in a cage and we do a circus act? The man wolf of Silverhole. He only turns when there's a full moon, right? Yeah. So, we have a circus show. The werewolf of Silverhole. We all make money. And, you know, John can go back to tending his sheep 3 weeks a month. I see nothing wrong with that. It's a good business idea. And it's my idea. So I'm going to be the circus master, right? You guys can feed him a bit when he's like, you know, dog-like. The Scott's like, you can have my share in the circus. I want no part of this.
Yeah. I want no part of it either. I want to get the guy to... I don't care if there's no silver and Snowdrift. Get him to Snowdrift. Get the original job done.
Yeah, wait. Let's just think about this a minute. So, what, we just hand him over to some doctor in Snowdrift who's gonna, like, do what? Gonna put him in a fucking cage and get the money that we would get if we was in our fucking cage, in our fucking circus, instead of this. John's like, you fuckers realize I can hear you, right? I mean, I'm still here, you sons of bitches. Werewolf or not. I mean, how do I get a say in this fucking thing? No, you don't. Shut the fuck up, dog.
I don't know if there's a cage strong enough to hold him in unless it has silver lining on it.
Well, that would be an expensive fucking cage, but I think plain iron is good enough. I mean, it's only like a big dog. Put a good chain on his neck. Should be fine.
I mean, I don't know about a circus, but putting it in a cage is a fucking good idea.
Well,
do you have a jail in Silverhole?
Yeah, well, there's the sheriff's jail. But just listen, okay, this is John now talking. Listen, guys, I realize I'm just strapped down here and you're all scared and you want to make money out of me, but hold on a second. I don't remember a fucking thing that happens in the night. But fair enough. If you say I'm a werewolf and that's why I'm tied up here, maybe that's what happens. But I don't want to be a circus fucking freak show in a cage, all right? I've got a wife and I just want to get back to my farm. Now, if I turn into a werewolf once a month, fine. But, you know, just maybe I could have a cage in my farm. We could build a cage there in the barn or something. You know, my wife could look after me. I'm sure she would. We got a strong cellar at the back. I could build one, and it's nearly finished anyways, and we could put a cage in there. People wouldn't have to know. I mean, just imagine. Think what they'll do to me. They'll probably cut me open just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But there are so many
don't know
possibilities.
about that. I'm thinking we got to figure out what a silver bullet does to it, because that's.
I don't want to die,
That's
you
a big
fucker.
hazard.
Just because I become a wolf once a month, you know.
seems,
The hell?
Seems like a pretty darn good reason.
Well, women get a period every month. They bleed for 4 fucking days, and we don't shoot them, do we, you sons of bitches?
Does Jack have any silver on him?
Huh?
Probably doesn't have much of a moral compass, but he's supposed to have. Does he have a crucifix on him or anything? Anything silver?
Who?
Jack.
No, Jack doesn't. No, but this was John speaking. It was John talking about, like, don't kill me. What the fuck? The scout.
I was just thinking we could get him to wear some silver, and that would calm him down.
I don't know that would do it. I mean, silver is just to kill them, I think. That's what the scout guy says.
Well, there isn't much point in staying here. I mean, we got to keep him strapped, and until we figure out what we're doing, we just got to.
The Irishman goes. Oh, he's in the chat. That's good. So you can, Caleb, you can do the talking now. I'll just do the accent. It's too dangerous. Gotta kill it or cure him. Well, except it'll be worth more money as a circus act. Just saying.
All right, Leroy, you want to turn around, head back?
The scout goes, yeah, we might as well. He's not going to get cured in snowdrift.
No.
I think we head back.
What about if we recruit him? I mean, think of it. You could make an invincible army of these fuckers.
Jack, no.
But why?
You're not going to kick the English out of Ireland with werewolves.
Oh, I think a bunch of these fuckers would do well to those red cunts. Yeah. Red coat cunts, yeah. Oh, one of them in London. You think of it. American Werewolf in London. Yeah, that'd be good. And for those of you that are too young, that's actually the title of a very old film. That was quite funny, by the way. American Werewolf in London. It's just Jack came up with it 200 years early. Hello, Elia. All right, so you decide to go back, and it's basically an uneventful ride back. And now it's just, do you like take him back to his wife, describe what's happened, and help her build a cage for him and whatever, or make a circus act out of him, or put a silver bullet in his head and see what happens? So the scout's like, just take him back to his wife and let her sort it out. Put him in a cage. That's his vote. Jack's like,
I mean,
that's my vote.
I'm partial to the silver bullet. We gotta at least be watching him when she puts him in the cage. I don't trust that at all.
John's like, well, look, how about I stay in the cage for the whole month? You guys can come there every day and just check, just keep it to ourselves, because otherwise the villagers are gonna want to fucking kill me. I'd like to just be in my cage whenever this thing comes up. And, I'm still a person. I'm a human being. Look, what if this disease hit one of you guys, By the way, maybe there's a cure. You can't just kill me. I mean, come on. I'm still a man. Lock me up in a cage and my wife will take care of me, when I'm in this state. Just make a big, strong cage, and I got money. I can pay for the cage. I'll get it built right away. I'll get Mary to organize it. There's good steel workers in Silver Hole.
No, silver bullet to the head.
No.
Feels like murder, but you don't know if he's gonna murder other people if he's incurable.
What? I'll be in a cage. If I'm in a cage, I can't kill anybody, can I? And you're a doctor. Didn't you take a Hippocratic oath, you hypocrite?
Well, I'll shoot him then.
Caleb goes,
Get the silver bullet.
Surprisingly, Jack goes, we need to find a priest. A priest might be able to fix him. Well, you wouldn't know anything about this. You're all dirty Protestant heathens, heretic scumbags, but we Catholics, we know about these things. We can heal him with a priest. You murderous scum. Probably doesn't even have a bounty on his head, this man is a farmer, you know. You're like, what the fuck? That was a change of pace. The scout goes like, no harm in trying a priest.
As long as we have a silver bullet as backup.
Yeah. Oh, I just rolled up. Look, I literally rolled. I said, okay, if I roll a 1, there's an actual Catholic priest in the village. And I did. Father O'Malley will save him. Let's take him to Father O'Malley. A priest would know. He would have more insight than you ignorant Protestants.
We should maybe bring the priest to the cage and not the werewolf to the church or whatever.
Well, yeah, that's what I've been saying. Let's just build a cage and, figure this out. You don't have to kill me. Just because a little bit of unknown stuff. I mean, I'm still a person. I'm a man. I got a soul.
Okay.
All right, so that's what you decide to do, basically. Okay, you go back to town and, you commission a steel cage. You don't tell anybody, basically. The priest comes out. For the first few days, you keep him tied up. But when the full moon is finished, he doesn't turn into a werewolf anymore. So when the moon starts to do its cycle, you still keep him tied up basically for the whole week. His wife's feeding him and scared shitless. But one of you takes turns to stay there for the whole week while they're building the steel cage, which they've come up with. Oh no, he wants to lock away his food stores in his house just in case there's raiders, because the bridge that got taken out was a raid, the army's fighting there. So he's basically come up with this excuse that he doesn't want his farm raided, so he's going to build this secure area inside his farm somehow. But it'll take a week or so to build all this shit. And true to his word, it's built out of really strong steel. It's better than the cage that the jail that they have in the jail. It's a solid construction that is underground in his cellar sort of thing, quite deep, so that sound doesn't escape too much. And over time, the priest also is sworn to secrecy, and the priest keeps counseling, whatever. And the next month, he again turns into a werewolf, but he's in the cage. The cage is strong, holds him in. So you guys all partial to this little secret of this silver hole werewolf that's he's John during the week, the normal part of the month. But that's basically the end of the adventure. We're going over by about a half hour, but not too bad. So let me give you guys all your little experience points. Let me just get to that awards of experience type thing. Where is that? So, did you enjoy it? That was the main point.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, and the whole point
pace than I thought it was.
Yeah, well, that's why the other role-playing game that I put together, the one on the surviving the current zombie apocalypse, which has a lot more fleshed out concepts and stuff. But the whole point of a role-playing game is you don't want to get bogged down in really detailed, and that's why I've updated. So those people that are interested, if you want to buy the game, the digital version, which you can get from my blog, has got the updated task resolution, which is quick, right? You just pick a number. Is it difficult, very difficult, whatever, and then the guys are going to roll that number plus whatever modifiers they have on their skill. It makes it a lot faster. when I designed this originally in like 2010 or something, I had like the old style, okay, what's the distance and easy aiming, and you get a +2, a +3. It's a good guide to have in your head, because then even when you pick a difficulty number, you can already sort of incorporate those things instinctively. And it's good to have both, which you do in the game. But if you buy it on Amazon, I haven't updated the paper version yet, so you'll only get the old style, slower sort of way of doing it. But anyway, the whole point of this was, even though we're online and stuff, and it's not, sitting around the table, the whole point is it's kind of funny. I hope you enjoyed it. It's relatively quick. You can get together with a bunch of friends and do this. And you didn't get maybe a lot of that sense of this, because this game is sort of Wild West, not set in the modern era, and there's a bit of like supernatural shit just to keep it funny and interesting and whatever. So hopefully what you got out of this is a little bit of the kind of camaraderie you can get with like a couple of guys. You could be drinking a beer while you're playing the game. It can become really, really funny. And especially if you role play the things, like, I did like Caleb's like accent as an Irishman, and I played a character which I don't know if it's along the lines of what he wanted. Maybe he would have played it differently, but I thought, fuck it, let me just run it. The NPC guy, the ex-scout, he's just sort of there because you're a new group of players, and it's a way for the referee to sort of gently nudge the players in this or that direction, plus add maybe a couple of skills that the rest of the group doesn't have, or so it's a way to insert, because this is what players will do. So like for the zombie apocalypse role-playing game, there's also a module out for like first-time players, so that I remember the Leroy, he's his guy, or we've communicated by email before, and he said, "Oh, I'm not really sure how to start." He bought, I believe you have the zombie game, right?
Yep. Yeah, I got that and the module.
Oh, there you go. And he was like sort of unsure about, how do I play this, or how do I do it? That's why I wrote the module, and that's why I wanted to do this, because people watching, you get a little bit of an idea of how this works, and it's it's a cool sort of way to make friends and get. There's another part of it which is the more important part, but you only get this if you play sort of relatively regularly, which is like problem solving. Right now, the problem solving that you did in this little adventure was kind of weird. Like, okay, what the fuck do we do with a werewolf? But I think it was very well played. Like, an inexperienced group of players would have just like shot the shit out of the thing, tried to kill it. You guys sort of kept it relatively realistic in what would you do in real life, and well, it's still a human. You kind of tied it up instead of like killing it. Also, you didn't know how to kill it, and you played it through it properly, not just like, oh, werewolf, silver bullet. You like played properly, as in, well, we wouldn't know that necessarily. Maybe we don't even know what the fuck a werewolf is, because but in doing that, you learn skills that are actually useful in life. One is like playing a role, and you play a role throughout your life, right? You're a different person when you're at work. You're a different person when you're with your wife. You're a different person when you're with your friends, and it helps you to like loosen up your brain a little bit into like, okay, I don't have to always play the same part. I can try and imagine. It works your imagination, which is like a muscle. So if you trying to imagine what would I do in this situation, that's a very useful skill to have in real life. You come up with a problem and it's like, oh fuck, maybe before you'd be like, oh, this is a big problem. Then you think like, wait a minute, what would another guy do? What would one of my characters from one of my games, how would he approach this problem? How would he get around it? Maybe I'm just thinking, this is the end of my life, it's fucking terrible. But what if I was just a random adventurer whose life has just gone to shit? Well, maybe I just move town and get another job. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but it's not. It gives you an additional gear in figuring out alternatives to any situation you come up with. And you do that by playing. One thing that we forget as we become adults is that playing is the easiest, best way to learn anything. If you make a game, and I see it with my kids, if you make a game out of learning language, if you make a game out of reading, if you make a game out of doing maths, if you make a game out of learning a different language, that's what I do with my kids. Like my son is like, he's really good at maths. So like I got the report card from the teachers, like what he's doing. It's like, fuck, he's 5, but he's intellectually capable of keeping in his head like concepts, not just the like plus minus thing, but like concepts of like, oh, if this happens and Johnny loses 3 apples, then he gives one to his friend, like figures it all out. There was some little problems that I was like, I had to think about it a second, like, oh, okay, well, and he got them all right. So, and again, that's because I always play with him and silly shit, right? You sort of think, oh, well, that's it. And we got a little pellet gun, and like, just to see what he'd say, like, do you want to go hunting? And he's like, okay, Dad, but what are you going to hunt? I'm like, well, it's just a pellet gun, maybe a bird, which I knew wouldn't even be the case, And like, but Daddy, I don't want to hunt a bird. I want to hunt bears and rhinoceros, It's just like, it's like bear and rhinoceros are not very common in Italy, my son. So it's just like, but he's got that instinct. And then, or like we play wrestle, and as I was playing with him, I'm like teaching him like Sistema basically. And man, he's a natural, because again, his imagination, since he was little, he likes dinosaurs. So it's like chasing him out, like, okay, the T-Rex is going to get you, and, we play and hide and whatever. But when I play wrestle with him, he's only 5, but like, fuck, he's like actually quite difficult to lock down, because he'll like, you've locked all his arms and his legs and like, you think, I've got him. And you're like, he can only move his little fingers and he'll pinch you. He'll pinch you with his fingers. He'll bite you, like try and headbutt you. Like, good boy. So, the point is if you play these games, it develops other aspects of your character and that become actually useful in real life. Anyway, that was my little spiel. Now, to give you like your experience points, so okay, you've concluded an adventure. I'd say 3 points. You guys did all very well. So we can give you 3 points for that. Lassoing a creature from a moving horse. You didn't do that, but you did tie up, a werewolf. So I think that probably, and you didn't kill it. I think that deserves probably another 3 points. So that's 6. Let's see, what else did you do? Saving an animal by using a vet. You healed up James, you healed up the dude, so you get another 2 points. So you're at 8. Let me just do you one at a time. And then, winning a jewel, winning a rig jewel, weirdness award. Okay, so I'd say that definitely fits. So James, you've got 10 skill points, which means you can buy 1 more skill. And in fact, I'll say that all around. Everybody's got like 10 skill points. So you can add one skill to one of your skills or get a new skill or whatever. And that's that. Oh, by the way, the fame. Oh, the wanted posters. Yeah, there was a bounties on these guys, and you basically split it even, although the ex-scout killed more of them. But he gets a little bit more, but the rest of you all share it out, and you get like $100 each, which is quite a lot of money in those days.
Yeah.
So, and let's say the scout has got like 150 because he did do most of the killing. And that's that. So, if we play again, at least you keep your characters. Get the new skill, let me know what it was. Oh, James, you don't have an alias, but I'm thinking as of now, your alias has now become Doc.
All right.
Doc Holiday type guy. And let's see. The Irishman, I'm thinking Jack is just going to be, I don't know, I'll let Caleb pick that one since he didn't get much of a chance to play. All right, the Grey Gunner, Doc, all right. And I'll think up of a alias for the Scout in due course. Okay, now, just for my own feedback, scores out of 10. What did you expect to how did you expect it to go, and how did it meet with your expectations, if any?
Well, I was really curious to see just the general gist of how the playthrough goes.
Yeah,
Like I said, I thought it would be a lot stricter and more less
slower.
loose in how you move things forward.
Hmm.
So it gives me a good idea of like how to run the zombie game, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, the story was fun. It was fun to play.
So
Yeah,
here's a couple of tips for you. One is you don't want to get bogged down in like rules lawyering. So you'll get some players that are like, oh, but on page 7 it says that. You remember, you're the referee. And there's another game called Paranoia, which it's unlike all the other games because, like how in most games you have to be fair and good to your players. This is not that kind of game. Here, you got to kill the bastards and operate under FUD, fear, unknown, and death. It's like, and that is the game. It's like everybody in the game is part of a secret society, which is caused to be put to death. Everyone in the game has got a mutation power, which is caused to be put to death. And it's all about hierarchy, and the computer's crazy, so the computer determines life at random. You can just say, oh, report for like extermination. So it's a fucked up game. But the one good aspect of it, remember that you are the referee, so you're kind of the director of the film, you're the kind of god of the scenery sort of thing. So if you get an unruly player, if he makes a pain of in the ass of himself, then eventually you're just not going to play with him. So keep it moving and keep it interesting. There was a game called RuneQuest, which was horrific. It would take you about 3 hours to make a character. It had percentage rolls for everything, and it had like 50 or 100 skills that you had to like put a number to. It's just ridiculous. There was another game that's called Car Wars, which this is loosely sort of based. Like the players in it they just had 3 hit points and that's it. If they get hit, they basically die. But they're just the driver of the car, and the whole game was about the car, and you had to have like where the car moved on the map, and you had all these map layouts, these arenas in which the cars fought, and the cars had weapons and hit points for each side of the car. It was a much more technical game, which was really about the car. Like the human was just a component in it that had 3 points. So, and then it got expanded, and it became more. They gave the humans armor and the ability to like have more hit points and stuff like that. But basically, you don't want the slow game. You want to keep it going. You want the storyline to be more or less indicative. But here's the main tip. We used to play Dungeons and Dragons, which had a lot of modules that was like predetermined scenarios that basically you had to get your guys through with pre-generated characters. Now, you could play with your own character, or you could play with the pre-generated characters. But now, because we'd played quite a lot, the referee we had was like, no, fuck this. I'm not letting you guys come with your characters because you're all like, super freaky at like figuring shit out. So no, we're just going to use the characters that are in the module so that I can sort of control what's going on better. Invariably, there was a classic module that was like, I think I've talked about it before. If you know the story, tell me and I'll stop. But it had a magic mirror through which you could go into this other little pocket universe. And as we went through this magic mirror, what was supposed to happen is as soon as you pop on the other side, you can't go back. You're like stuck under this giant sort of table that's like raised from the floor of the place. And there's a semicircle of like soldiers with like crossbows pointing at you. And there's 2 rows of them, not even just like one. So they're like 30 or 40 guys all aiming crossbows at you with their leader at the back saying, surrender. What's supposed to happen in the game is like you're so obviously outnumbered that you just fucking surrender, right? Well, we weren't going to do that shit. And we used the pre-generated characters and the spells that they had. So my brother and I were running 2 characters each because we didn't have enough to like do everything. He had a character that could like polymorph. That was like quite high level. So he could like transform into a dragon. Doesn't have all the powers of the dragon other than it looks like a dragon and sort of acts like a dragon, but it doesn't breathe fire or anything. And I had a mage that had a spell of firewall. And we rolled in and a cleric. So the cleric guy steps in front of the mage, and the mage casts a spell. And we all rolled initiative. So we had initiative, but it was like, well, if you start shooting, attacking, they're all just gonna, before you even get to them, they're gonna shoot. But the mage managed to cast the spell Firewall, and he cast it in a semicircle on top of the first row of these guys, which does 7 dice of damage because he was 7th level. So these guys were all like crossbowmen with like, two hit dice, 2 levels of hit points. So they all burned to a crisp right away. And the guys behind them shot the arrows, but anything that goes through a firewall takes damage, and all their bolts just like basically became ash the minute they went through this wall. So it's like, what the fuck? My brother's character turned into a dragon, which, even though he's not a real dragon, he still looks like a dragon. So they all have to roll for fear. And a lot of them failed their fear roll, which means they ran in a panic. They ran in a panic and they fall off the shelf, which is like 30 feet. So a lot of them just fell off the shelf and died. And like, the remainder that's left, the 2 fighters that were in the thing, like, killed them off. And I can't remember the whole thing. But anyway, we basically wiped out this little pocket universe whole fucking army in one go. And the referee was like, fuck it, I give up. You guys were supposed to get caught and get put in the dungeon. There's a whole bunch of other shit, but that's it. You wiped out every soldier in this pocket universe, and the leader dude as well. So it's like, well, what you do next? And we just raided this whole place. So what I'm saying is, even with the best laid plans of the best modules, your players are going to come up with shit that you're like, why? Like, where the fuck does that even come out? They'll go off at tangents. They'll start out the whole other adventures that got nothing to do with, the time and effort you spent to try to figure out, some kind of story. So be prepared for that. And, if you've done this enough, I didn't even I did the map. That's what I did. And I thought, okay, let's just do a map, and then I'll figure out what the fuck's going to happen from the map. And the reason that you're into this thing is actually my daughter wanted to play it last night. So I played a game with her. And that's where the werewolf thing came out. Like, she is, the Emily character in the blog post. That's her character, who's a hat maker and was just going to deliver the hat to like this lady in the farmhouse. And when she gets there, she's like, this woman is like freaking out. Like, my husband's really sick. I don't know what's going on. And they hear like he's basically changing into werewolf in the upstairs part of the house. And so I'm asking my daughter, like, keep in mind, she's only played like a couple of little games of one of Dungeons and Dragons and a couple of other ones with like some friends I had around where she was like a character in there. But she's like, oh, I tell Mary to get out of the house. Like, I open the door and she grabs the shotgun and she opens the door, gets Mary, like, get into my little carriage, a 1-horse carriage. And then she says, and I open the window. Then I go back outside and close the door. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck is she doing? So Mary gets onto the little carriage, and the werewolf now comes down like the stairs, like fucking raging and like tearing everything up. And I'm thinking, oh, she's kind of fucked up, right? She should have been on the carriage. She's like, no, that's why I opened the window. Sits at the window, blows both barrels at the werewolf, hits it in the neck, takes its head off, basically, like sprays its head into like, that's where all the pooled blood in the lounge was. Then like sees that the thing is still not dead. Then she gets on the carriage and starts to get away. The werewolf starts to chase them. And, but the horse carriage is kind of fast, so they're sort of keeping up. But at one point the carriage gets stuck. So she shoots him again, takes his head clean off again, and together with Mary, like, they make a roll, and they get like a 12, which is like super, they get a super strength, kind of like, that panicked fear. So they just manage to get the carriage out of the hole, sort of thing. And they get back into town, which the werewolf doesn't go near, sort of thing. And they come up with the story of the rabid bear, because they didn't know what else the fuck to say. So this is really a continuation of that whole little game that I played with her, which lasted like a half hour, 45 minutes or something. So I just thought, well, what the fuck am I going to do? And I thought, oh, well, that's what we'll do, because they go back in the morning and John's there like fucking naked, sweaty, doesn't know what's gone on, sort of thing. Is like delirious. So they think, oh, well, we'll just come up with the story of the bear. But like the wife sort of knows, fuck, we better take this guy. That's why they strap him into the bed, even though they didn't tell you anything about it. So that was like one thing. And then I thought, well, depending on how it goes and if they deal well with the werewolf, maybe there's going to be like a little bandit band which can attack them or not, depending on whether the werewolf fucks them up, kills all of them, or who knows. So I left it very loose, but there was a kind of idea behind it. And the idea was also, if you do get to Snowdrift Falls, what happens? That would have been another thing. Like, can they cure the werewolf? I didn't even think of the priest. If Caleb hadn't mentioned it, I didn't even think of like, oh, that's possibly a way to cure a werewolf. But he came up with it. So anyway, that's, if you run your own games, be prepared to, like, whatever scenario you have, keep in mind that your players might go off at a weird tangent, and that's fine. Let them do that, because that makes it funny or whatever. You can also force them back on the path, by different ways, so they can find it, or they can see an enemy that's too big for them to deal with, and like they'll have to run off to put them back on the track that you wanted them to go on, and so on. But anyway, that's about it, and we've been going almost 2 hours, so I think I'll call it a night. But yeah, I'll score out of 10 compared to what you expected and what you thought. Just for me
an 8, I guess. I mean,
okay,
I liked
good.
it. It was fun. I got what I wanted to just actually play something, see how it goes. If you wanted to do it again, I can do it again, no problem.
Cool. Okay, we
So
might.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I just have to check time-wise and that. But yeah, I've got no problem with doing it again. And hopefully Caleb can sort out the audio thing. That would be a good thing. And Cordell as well. Cordell wanted to play as well, so maybe we'll add him in a future game. So yeah, I think James has disappeared. Don't know if he's had something come up and he had to go, or yeah, I think that's probably it. Because I knew we've gone over the time, so I think he had to leave. But cool. Thanks, and yeah, I'll. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you. This is just a side. The second book in the Vortex series is out now, right?
Oh no, I didn't see that was out. No, but I'll pick it up.
One
I
of
still
my
haven't read the first
loyal
one.
people, and you're not following the blog every day.
I check it out a few times a week, but yeah, I still got to read the first one. But
oh, okay. Well,
I got a lot of free time coming up in the next month, so I'm going to catch up reading it.
As you know, there are characters in the second book that are based on yourself, so that's another thing that I do with some friends.
I won't miss it for sure. Okay, cool.
Caleb says he has no idea why the audio didn't work. I don't know either. Maybe we'll do a little test run after this.
It's probably his earphones, something to do with his earphones.
I think so, because he has Bluetooth earphones, and I think that was just, I don't know, too much for the whole system or something. Yeah. Maybe try like plug-in earphones on the desktop or something. Anyway, thank you both. Thank you all. I'm gonna sign off here, but Caleb, maybe give me a call onto the green room. I won't. I'll kill the live stream now, but I want to just try and see what's happening with the audio. See if we can fix that for next time. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thanks, Kurgan. It was fun. And we'll keep in touch.
Cool.
Have a nice evening.
Good night. Enjoy yourself. Cheers. Bye. Bye. All right. Why have you been away from YouTube for so long? Just super busy. A lot of fucking, family stuff and just things that I need to get done. I am basically spending my days now cutting a lot of wood because my wife wants to start cooking with the wood stove as well, and I estimated from the stuff before that I need about 5 tons just to warm up the house, but if you also use it for cooking and stuff, I probably need about 10 tons of wood. And in the storage area that I've built, I estimate that you can probably have about 4 tons there, maybe 5. And if I fill up another area near the kitchen, that's another probably ton. So I can probably do the 5 tons in just the storage area, but I need to stack up a bunch of other wood under the veranda sort of thing, which doable, but I don't know whether that dries the wood, and I've left it a bit late in the season as well, because again, there was other bureaucratic stuff I needed to take care of, and just things that, you know, that they don't relate to the farm necessarily, but I'm not going to discuss. It's just like paperwork shit that needs doing. And you know, also the money situation is pretty tight, so been trying to do a bit more writing. There's another book that's going to come out soon, which is going to be, as soon as I finish it, which is probably going to take another month or so. And it's a non-fiction. It's a advanced concepts of like Systema stuff, and it's hopefully will do well, because there's going to be some videos as well with that. So that's basically why. Caleb, if you want, you can call right now. I'll keep you in the green room anyway, just to see whether your sound goes. Sam says, I would like to suggest that you add a channel membership here, say 5 per month. It could help pay a bill or two, and it won't cost anyone too much. There is a channel membership. As far as I know, I've done that. Pretty sure I have a channel membership on my YouTube channel. Let me just check it out, but I'm sure I've set that up. I don't know. I don't know where you find it actually on the. I thought there was, and it's like $2 or something. It's not even expensive. Let's see. You guys that are a bit more, you know, technically minded than I am. I absolutely know that I launched the subscribers thing. There you go, membership. So if you go to my thing, this is what the membership tab looks like. The members, okay, member for 0 days. I looked and don't see it. Hide perks info. Custom emoji. If you can. Well, so if you, Sam, if you can do me a favor, if you go to my channel, you know, you've got like home, videos, shorts, live, playlist, community, and then you've got membership. If you click on that, does it not give you an option to sign up? Well, if you just go to my channel, if you go on YouTube, there. Okay, I'll put it in the chat. If it works. Yeah, there it is. So I'll put that in the chat. If you click on that, it should take you to memberships, I thought. This is what the membership tab looks like. High perks. I don't know where you actually sign up for it. Okay. Community, maybe it's in there. I don't know. Maybe there isn't a way to sign up and I've screwed up. That's quite possible. Knowing that my technological know-how is pretty much limited to the 1800s, I would do well in this, werewolf cowboys and Indians type thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into it or get somebody that knows what the hell they're doing to set it up for me. But yeah, I thought I had the memberships going. So if not, I'll try and sort it out. Sam is... Oh, you did become a member. Oh, thank you. Blame my tired old... No, blame my... I obviously... Like the new books that are out and stuff, I've obviously advertised it so well. As you know, I'm good at marketing myself. I'm just useless at that shit. So yeah, thank you for that, Sam. I appreciate it, becoming a member. Loyal henchman, excellent. Yeah, there are different levels of membership. Let me just remind myself what they are. So yeah, there are... Oh, where are they? Where's the levels of membership? I know that they have different levels. I forgot what they're called. But yeah, there's loyal henchmen, and then there's like Kurganate nobility, I think. I can't remember all of them. But thank you, Sam. That's very much appreciated. I'll see about boosting, since you're the first member. I'll see about boosting your membership. I'll see if I can do that on my end somehow, without making you pay any extra or anything, as the first loyal member. So thanks for that. If there's anybody in the chat that you've got any quick questions, I've been broke for a long time, but I think I've turned a corner. Happy to help. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I was doing quite well before becoming a farmer, and there's reasons also why I'm stuck being a farmer for the moment, which are part of the stuff I don't talk about on stream, but some of you know what the story is. But anyway, yeah, thanks for that. So I've gone from having money and being very generous with it to having no money. I'm still, I think, relatively generous with my time and whatever money I do have. So yeah, it's good. We've got a good little community here, so it's nice. Thanks for that. I'll give the chat a couple of minutes in case anybody wants to ask some kind of... And by the way, Sam and Cordell, I do appreciate your super chats. Thank you very much. Cordell's always very generous with his $50 super chat. I appreciate that. And then if there are, enough members, I think I said, like, if there's like 5 or 10 or something, I'll start doing maybe shorter streams, but yeah. Sam Wereb says, no kind of farming is easy or inexpensive anywhere. Yeah, it really isn't. And I'm really glad I had a stroke of luck that I managed to make a bit of money to get the tractor, but I'm back down to like, I'm going to eat a lot of olives this year. So that's where I'm at. But luckily all my kids like olives. It's a good thing, because if they didn't, they would have to start to learn to like olives. So yeah, I'm trying a couple of different things. But yeah, if we have a few regular members, I'll start doing members only content. So maybe whatever you guys has a problem or something they want to talk about, or a little private stream that you want to discuss things in, like brainstorm, like, because everybody's got issues and whatever, and if we get a little community of people that wants to discuss a concept or an issue they're having, why not? We can have a little group of people that help each other out internally, and maybe whatever we come up with we can share with the rest of the people if it's worth doing, or we can keep it private depending on what it is. So I will definitely, that was the intent of when I launched this subscription thing. So if you're interested in that, go for it. But it's been over 2 hours now, so I am going to say good night. There's been no other questions coming in, so thanks again, Sam. I appreciate it, and thanks for mentioning it on the chat, because people that view this later will see it hopefully and join as well. Thank you again. Have a good night. God bless you, and I hope there's no werewolves. Oh, and by the way, if you enjoyed this little game, you might want to pick up the Inferos cycle, 2 books. There's In the Shadow of Monte Castello, and the second one is out as well now, In the Shadow of Monte Bianco. They're just little divertimenti. Everybody that has read it has actually sent me an email or a text or a message saying, this is great, you should do more of this. They're sort of like a mixture between comedy, very gritty horror, and fantasy and supernatural stuff. I haven't read any of the Monster Hunter International books, but they're sort of like, from what I understand, people that have read that have read both, they've told me, oh, yours is more like a grittier, like harsher, more realistic sort of version of that. So, if I only hope I could sell as many books as Larry Correa does, that would be great. So spread the word, because as you guys know, I'm useless at doing it myself. Thank you very much. God bless every one of you, and have a good night.